Good evening, dear friends. We meet again Sunday, 17th of November, for something exciting to share. So, tonight, as you all know, we will be talking about the first chapter of Connecting with Mother Earth. So, what natural things we can do to start living more naturally. And the first chapter tonight, the first thing we're going to talk about tonight is actually the use of chemicals. So, what kind of chemicals we can actually avoid using in our body and around our body so that we can get better and live better. Thank you all for joining tonight. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll just take a moment to get together, to do a sound of Om, to feel all like one, to feel like we all together can join forces everywhere in the world, in Ireland, in Lebanon, in South America, in North America, and India, to make a change. So just take a few seconds with me tonight. We'll do 3 deep Oms, so deep breath in. And again, deep breath in. And again, deep breath in. Thank you all for joining. So the importance about chemicals and around us is very, very important because, as you probably know, it affects not only the physicality of us, but also the intuition ability. Yeah. So if we want to be more aware, more present, and function better, there are many chemicals that we have to start being very, very careful about and go all the way deep into the analysis to know which ones we have to phase out and what to do about it. Because when you take something out, you have to find a way to replace it with something else. So thank you all again for joining. So the first problem I want to talk to you about tonight is something called SLS, or sodium laureth sulfate. Many people know about this component. This component basically was invented in the 1970s and was a very, very powerful chemical for degreasing, for taking grease out of cars. Good evening, Brian Soleil. Good evening, Maria. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining from Mexico. So the problem with the SLS, sodium laureth sulfate, is that it is used in many, many cosmetics, many products, many shampoos, many soaps. And there has been a fighting going on in the scientific community. Some studies have said that it is not going to make you cancer, but some studies have said that it actually can trigger cancer. But what we are sure about is that this sodium laureth sulfate is a very, very strong agent. It's actually an irritant. And what the studies have shown, without mistake, in the 80s, I think it was studies done in the States in one of the universities in 1983, the studies show that actually the sodium laureth sulfate is a very high irritant, and as such, when it is present in, let's say, for example, shampoos or soaps, it starts to eat the proteins around the skin area. And by doing so, by destroying them, they have two effects. First, it attacks your liver, so it depletes your liver because you actually absorb them things. And second, it seems to create some issue with the hormone estrogen. So there is a relationship between the high quantity of sodium laureth sulfate and between estrogen. And as you know, when the estrogen hormone starts not working very well in the body, this can actually be a beginning for a cancer problem. Yeah. So far, everybody agrees about it. Yeah. Good evening, Patricia. Thank you for joining. Good evening, Andrea, Stan, Ashish, Stephanie. Good evening all for joining. So the problem was that if you take one product, like let's say one soap or one shampoo or one washing product, then you have a small amount of SLS. And if you're only using that amount of SLS, sodium laureth sulfate, then it's not too bad apparently for your body. It's just an irritant. The problem is that SLS is present in everything. It's present in some cosmetics. It is present in, the washing liquid. So I've put marks on it so people don't know. It's present in the liquid for washing the dishes. It's present in the shampoo. It's present in different products that are here that I have put around tonight. So the SLS is present in my shampoo. It's present in my toothpaste sometimes. It can be in the toothpaste sometimes. It is present also in my soap, my hand soap. It is present in my washing liquid and some cosmetics. So when you add the usage of SLS across all of them products, you have a problem because you have a very high quantity of it. So you have a very high quantity of an irritant. So you don't have to be a nuclear scientist to understand that this irritant can damage you. Yeah. And some products, cleaning soaps or shampoos, have up to 30% of this SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate. And by all studies, a 20 to 30% concentration of SLS is a very, very, very high irritant. So you'll understand that if you're constantly irritating a part of your body, and that this irritant is actually being absorbed in the body, it's going to damage you. Yeah. So we are working at the root here to understand what actions we can take so that in the future we reduce the amount of SLS present in your life so that it does not damage you. And you need to take an active role in that. So definitely, you can try to get washing liquid that does not contain it. You can get shampoos and other things that don't contain it. You can take toothpaste that don't contain it. You need to look for it. You need to make sure that it is not in those products, so it's not going to irritate your body. Yeah. So there are some very basic rules. The problem with the soap, if you get a soap fundamentally is the union of an oil like olive oil and soda like caustic soda. They get together and they create what we call soap. When you use this basic soap, which is the basic soap like the Savon de Marseille, the Marsilia soap, it's very basic. It does not contain any fancy stuff in it. That's good. That's not going to do anything to your body that it has not been doing for thousands of years. Yeah, this is a very basic soap. Yeah. But when we start going to the stuff that's available in the industry, it will contain the SLS, the sodium lauryl sulfate. So then for the soap, you have two options. You either go and buy some Savon de Marseille or very basic soap or handmade soap somewhere, or you make your own. You make your own. So if you don't have time to make your own and you want to buy it, you can buy it. Now it's available everywhere and the prices are low. And if not, you can get Savon de Marseille, which is the Marsilia soap, the basic old stuff. That does not contain this irritant. It does not contain this irritant. Yeah. And if you want to put for washing the hand and make it liquidy, you can put it in some water and the soap becomes more liquid and you can use it that way. So there are many ways that you can do it. You can also buy the glycerin soap already made, ready to go without SLS, and then melt it and put some essential oils if you would like to use it there. So that's the SLS. It's very, very important. And for shampoos, you can buy some shampoos that don't contain it. So you need to eradicate SLS in every product that you buy. And the problem is I go like you and I go shopping in the supermarkets and so on. 90% of stuff there contains SLS, including cosmetics. But there are that don't contain it. So you have to do really homework and then find out which brands, which specific brand or product don't contain it and buy those ones. And if not, you can do it also yourself. Yeah. So we'll see in a second about doing things yourself. So for the soap and also for cleaning the house, also there are products that are natural. Yeah. So for example, I use this product here, which is vinegar and water. I use it for everything when I'm cleaning, like, dishes or my table or things like that, because vinegar is just vinegar with water. It does not contain some fancy chemical that's going to actually attack my kitchen or my things. And vinegar with water is something you should always have next to you anyway in the kitchen, because what does vinegar do for food? Who knows about this one? What do you do with what does vinegar do for food? Good evening, Nadia and Graham. Thank you for joining. What does vinegar do for food? Why is it good to have some white vinegar with water next to your kitchen? Why was it good? What does it do? Let's see who gets this one. Hi, Nadia. So what does the vinegar do? Anybody? Any ideas? I'm sure you have an idea. Why is it good to have vinegar with water next to your kitchen sink? Brion Soleil, yes, it cleans the pesticides. That's correct. It has been shown that if you want to take pesticides out of your greens, like, vegetables, tomatoes, lettuces, cucumbers, and so on, there's no point of washing them with soap. Some people wash them with soap, but soap takes a very little amount of pesticide out. But vinegar, like just basic simple white vinegar, I have a 10% vinegar here, it's quite strong. It will take out all the pesticides. So basically what you do, you put a bowl of water and you spray it with vinegar,